toxins in your body, I'm looking at it from a perspective that we're going to be looking at compensation. Because, so how do I measure that I have these toxins, I'm now detoxifying, but how do I get compensated is the fact that I was affected by this whole thing, and I don't know because they're telling me it's only affecting 5 homes. So how do I measure that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously cases like this, they usually go before the courts. Now, I spoke to Rami, Mr. Ferrero, and I don't know if the community is getting together as a group to a possible. Usually what happens in instances like this, you have class action. A class action suit brought by a group of people. The more people who are bringing it against the government or the perpetrator. So what you would do is bring the evidence in front of a jury. You would say, okay, for example, let's say the average rate of cancer is 1 in 5. But in the residents of Marathon, it's 1 in 2. The rate of diabetes now is 1 in 3. The rate of asthma and birth defects is 100 times more than what it is normal. That is a very, very strong indication that, yeah, I mean, and I was shocked at the number. I think it was 9,900 times the benzene levels. I mean, that's phenomenal. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that people haven't just dropped dead. But it just goes to show how much our bodies can withstand before it finally deteriorates. But yeah, that would be a court case, best way, class action suit, bring the evidence of people getting sick and the testing and the levels and what have you, and then it would have to be done on a judge and jury basis. That's the usual way it's done.
And then my next thing is to Justice for Marathon. I'm willing to work because I'm thinking that we have a lot of statistics that we have to compile. Yeah, because we have to know and have the numbers because of the information that we have.
Right. And I think it's going to take continued screening and testing way beyond this point right now.
Just to reference what the lady was saying about Justice for Marathon, one of the other things we're currently working on now, and that's again one of the reasons for the questionnaire tonight, we are in terms of compiling data. One of the data that we're trying to collect is in reference to the amount of deaths in the community. So determining when these persons died, the cause of death, and putting that together and compiling statistical information. Also, we're trying to also speak with tenants who would have, with landlords, who would have lost tenants over the last 2 years as a result of this, because the population, the demographics has changed in this area significantly since the oil spill. So that type of information that we're trying to collect, as well as you saw a question on there in reference to well water and city water. We need to know how many persons are still on city water. We also need to know how many persons are still using the well water. Also, if you indicate if you are in a challenged area, there are residents in Highbury Park, I'm told, that are not able to get city water because the pressure is too low. If you are one of those persons, please indicate somewhere on that form, because just yesterday, every time a report comes in the media, it is saying residents in Marathon are switching to water and sewage. Even when I called yesterday, they indicated to me that most persons that they have came to see contacted water and sewage, and the switch was made. However, I know for sure persons in Highbury Park directly across the street from Ruben's gas station cannot get city water at a powerful enough level to even just wash dishes. Water and sewage has been challenged in that area for some time. So that information is also important, and we plan to do quite a number of things with the data, but we need you to provide us with the information.
I'm just give a single number. This was case study. Is that going to be like crazy? Sometimes this. Or we can, we anticipate we will be there tomorrow.
I left government 10 years ago.
I'm sorry, exactly, yeah. Are they anticipating,
I am not 100% certain as to what they are anticipating. I am just urging persons to comply with what is being done, because when we are advocating against the government, especially in terms of if we go forward into doing individual testing and you're asking them to compensate, we are almost certain that as long as we don't comply, the first thing that will be said is, they didn't come. So I don't know what they're anticipating. In fact,
that doesn't answer my question. It's a different question. It's a different answer. I need to know if they anticipate the numbers in this room. Are they prepared to deal with us on Saturday?
I don't know the answer to that. That comes from the Department of Health Services. I called there yesterday. They didn't call us and tell us anything, you know. The Department of Health Services has a hotline. All I did yesterday was call the hotline because I kept hearing persons talking about there was this health clinic. They went around to some persons from last week when they held the meeting, when the meeting was held here last week. They started going around to some persons. What I have been told is that if you did not, persons either call them or they went to the 5 houses. If you call them, they were telling you, well, the clinic was set up as yet, but they'll come out and they'll speak with you. Last week Friday, they announced that you can go and visit the clinics on the weekend. The clinics were not set up. Okay? When I called yesterday, they confirmed that there were no clinics last week, and they confirmed that they were just going around and asking persons questions. So all she basically said was come out on Saturday. But Dr. Daylon Brennan was on the Guardian Radio this morning. I don't know how many persons were able to listen in, but apparently he said Marathon residents will receive priority on Saturday, which tells me that that's an open clinic on Saturday. We're just being accommodated. Nonetheless, it is a service being offered, and so we're just encouraging persons to.
Maybe a silly question, Doc. What's the screening? What is the screening? What should I